Good morning, everyone. As you might know, the HDD, the Human Duties Day, is an initiative by JCI aiming at committing leaders globally to responsibility by uniting and acting on duties we owe to one another and the world. Many of the challenges facing humanity are global in nature. International Human Duties Day could serve as a reminder that leaders, individuals, and nations have shared responsibilities to address these challenges collectively. This is not just about rights, it's about duties too. By proposing to have an International Human Duties Day, we, as JCs, take a significant step towards acknowledging these responsibilities globally. This activity is led by JCI country members of the SADC, united in raising awareness about this day and share their experiences about the same. My name is Trésor KALONJI. I am the National President of JCI in Democratic Republic of the Congo. So I will ask to our guests to introduce themselves. I will start with NP Omalanga.
Okay, thank you very much, NP Trésor. My name is Nomalanga Chipare, and I am the 2024 JCI Zimbabwe National President, and it's a pleasure to be here with all of you celebrating Human Duties Day. Thank you once again.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Tina Timbazafi. I'm the National President of JCI Madagascar. As you hear with my French-speaking accent, but I really do my best today to share with you and interact with all members. I'm happy to be here to celebrate, of course, and thank you for inviting me.
Good morning. A very warm welcome to all of the national presidents and to everyone that has logged in and to anyone that might be watching this live in the future. Surname is Shackleton. So even though it's spelt Shackleton, I would say you did pronounce it the way that it's actually spelt.
Thank you, my NP, for your introduction. So let's start with our first topic. As I said previously, it's more about duties, their responsibilities that we as leaders have to push so as that human duties become part of our commitments to the advancement of humanity. So let me talk about the first one, which is respecting human personality. So about the HDD, when I say HDD, it's Human Duties Day. Respecting human personality is about valuing opinions of others, respecting elements of all cultures, including heritage, language, and diversity in all forms. My NP Omalanga, could you please give us an insight about that topic in your daily life, in your country, in your organization?
Thank you so much, NP Trésor. So good morning once again. As I've said before, I am Nomalanga Chipare and I'm the 2024 JCI Zimbabwe President. So as we celebrate International Human Duties Day, allow me to explain a bit what I understand by this concept, respect for human personality. So this principle is at the heart of JCI Creed, which recognizes the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, embracing cultural diversity, one, and celebrating the unique perspectives that each of us brings to the table. It's about creating an inclusive environment where everyone feels valued, heard, and respected. I want to start by explaining or sharing a personal experience where I felt valued and respected in JCI. I recall this was my first JCI business meeting with JCI members from my local organization where I come from, which is JCI Capital. I felt seen and valued. I was just barely a week old, feeling very nervous and unsure if I really belonged. You know, you are new and you're seeing people dress smartly, the parliamentary procedures and everything. But I remember the local president for that organization, this is Senator Pamela Tigere, one of our senators in JCI Zimbabwe, approaching me and asking me how or what I thought of the meeting. She allowed me to speak. She listened. After that, I felt wanted and appreciated as a new member. These are people that know each other already. They've been friends maybe for a couple of months and some for a lot of years. And my experience so far in JCI is that I've been allowed to make mistakes as a human being. It showed me that JCI is for everyone. And that we value everyone's voice. As a national president, I've made a lot of mistakes, even when I was climbing the ladders, but I was always, given the opportunity to try again and to be resilient. The experience also has inspired me to pay forward by creating a similar sense of belonging to other members that are growing. We should value every individual, no matter where they are coming from. We should treat them with dignity, respect, regardless of their background or beliefs, and also foster an inclusive environment. Let's encourage diverse perspectives and skills to create a supportive space. Let's practice empathy as much as possible, compassion and inclusivity again in all our interactions. It's not easy, but we can always try. Remember, we are paying it forward. And then lastly, to empower growth. Let's respect human personality by helping members grow personally and professionally. Yes, so that's what I have to offer where respecting human personality is concerned.
Thank you, my NP. We really appreciate what you said. It's really important. What I learned from your experience is that we have to use empathy. We have to be open to diversity, as you say, to welcome all ideas. Everyone has the opportunity to say something. We can see how to lead those people to see if their ideas can be improved. And in that way, me, when I'm teaching here, for example, there are no bad ideas. All ideas that we generate are wild. Most of them even don't exist for the moment, but we encourage people to generate those ideas. We encourage people to talk about what they really think. And now, from that, we use tools to improve them, to see what could be used in 5 years, in 10 years. But we don't say we reject, this is not a good idea, we reject it. No, we value everything. We take every idea in perspective, and we see if this can be kept for another opportunity in another context of time. That way people are valued, and that way people feel that they belong to an organization. Thank you, my NP, for sharing your experience. NP Sandra, could you please talk about educating yourself and teaching others? It's about promoting access to equitable education and equal opportunities. Inside, we appreciate, develop, explore human talents and mostly entrepreneurial spirit.
Merci beaucoup, Président Trésor. Hello, everyone, again. So if we're going to talk about the promotion of education, skills, and talents, we first have to understand why is it a human duty. Do you know that human are naturally altruist and generous? So as for me, for example, I have a daughter. Every time she does her nails, she wants to do everyone's nails in the house. And if you give her lots of food, she'll make sure that all her friends have a part of it. When there are not enough foods, she becomes possessive. And it's like an instinct. She doesn't want to share because she understands how important it was, and it wasn't available because it was a very limited quantity. And that continues even when we are growing up. And also that happens with education, skills, and talent. Because we know that when we talk about power, we must talk about knowledge. And knowledge is education, skills, and talent. But isn't it the duty of those who have the power to empower others? And did you know that this kind of power is not in limited quantity and is not in limited edition? And there it is. It's a human duty to promote education, skills, and talent, because we can empower others to have the power without even getting poorer or even without getting powerless. And there is only one way of promoting. It's by sharing our knowledge. So it's a collective responsibility to promote education and cultivate the skills and talents within our communities, because we cannot take care of everyone, but we can we need to empower them. Education is not merely a path to individual achievement, it is the cornerstone of a thriving society. By investing in education, we empower individuals. We equip them with the knowledge and critical thinking skills to navigate a complex world, to make informed decisions, and to reach their full potential. Education fosters a sense of agency, enabling individuals to shape their destinies and contribute meaningfully to society. By nurturing our people's talents and fostering innovation, we drive economic growth and create a more productive and competitive nation. Let us not forget the social imperative. Education is the bridge to a more just and equitable society. It fosters tolerance, understanding, and critical thinking. The very good tool that need to tackle society challenges and build a brighter future for all. Thank you.
Thank you, my NP Sandra. I think that you have really given a perspective of how important education is for leaders that we are. I think that everybody here has now a more better perspective on how they can use education to lift up others and make them better person to face the challenges we have in this world. And now, the more Michelle, my NP Michael. What can you tell us about leading responsibly, exercising and protecting individual freedom of expression, and protecting majority and minority, as well as creating an environment for mutual respect? It's up to you, my NP.
Good morning again, and thank you so much for the opportunity. I see that more of our comrades from JCI South Africa have joined, and really a warm welcome to you. And thank you for joining us during working hours. I think that human rights, it stems firstly, well, I've given a bit about our South African experience, but then throughout the world, and it's really, truly vital and of relevance to every single one of us. As I said at the beginning, when I introduced who I am and what I think our country's identity is about, is that I think as South Africans, we have positioned ourselves to be international freedom fighters. We are the people that beat apartheid at a local level. The freedom of expression, it's the basis of absolutely everything. Freedom of expression firstly allows us to be able to lead, because leadership is ultimately influence. And in JCI, we are aiming to create the leaders of the next generation. But more so, we have to be able to congregate as groups. Let's say if you want to form your own political party, you want to vote for the party of your choice. But as we know, in our country here in South Africa, even during apartheid, apart from not being able to support the political party of your choice, and there are other countries in Africa where this has been brutally experienced in the past couple of years and decades as well, where people are beaten and jailed, even murdered. But during our apartheid experience, you weren't allowed to be in a relationship with, or to marry, or to live with a romantic partner of someone of a different race to your own. And freedom of expression allows us really to express what our views are. And it allows us, I think, to be able to innovate and grow as a society and as a world. I think we've seen artworks even being banned in countries, words being banned, parties being banned, people being murdered simply for questioning the government. So freedom of expression, as we can see, it absolutely could be one of the very most fundamental rights that deserves protection. But rights go both ways. You have rights and you have obligations. So in the constitution of our country, which I wholeheartedly agree with, you can say what you want, but up until a point. I can't sit here and start saying racist things. I can't sit here and say, let's go to war and promote violence against people in my country or against people in another country. I can't start to discriminate on the basis of a person's age, or the fact that a woman is pregnant, or a person's sexual orientation. Truly, the laws in our country are very extensive when it comes to limit being able to discriminate against others, which is absolutely correct. But I think that's something that we all have to keep in mind when it comes to rights such as freedom of expression. I like to think of it as that my rights end where yours begin. I can't be doing something that insults your basic human dignity, that would infringe on, let's say, your own rights, the rights of your family, the right to leave your own household, the right for you to work, and so on and so forth. But I can use my rights in a way that will produce some kind of success in my own life. But you can see that ultimately rights assume a society, and they assume that in this society we have to regulate how we all get along with one another. But I think it's definitely a sad feature of our world history as humanity that we have to put these kinds of laws on paper just to make sure that we don't discriminate or cause a war or start violence because of the experience of hundreds and thousands of years of how people have treated each other poorly. But I think all of us that have been on the JCI Japan Academy, what we learned from Chief Trainer Pascal Decay, former world president, is that the aim of JCI is to create world peace. And I think that all of us here, even if you haven't internalized it yet, but we want to get along with one another. We want to work together. We do want to become the leaders of the next generation, but not just for saying I'm the leader of such and such, but truly we want to create a better world where we don't only have rights, but help ourselves, but we have obligations to lift other people up, and we have obligations to not harm others or to bring them down or to discriminate against them. Thank you so much, NP Trésor.
Thank you, my NP. We really appreciate what you said. Many years ago, I was community manager online. I was handling social media accounts on Facebook and Twitter. And the aim of our organization at that time was to allow people to be able to express themselves online without fear, without to be discriminated. So the most difficult part for us as moderator was to be able to let people know, because a moderator, mainly it's when you say something which is forbidden, he deletes the comments or he blocks the user. But we had the obligation to convince people. When someone comes with a racial slur or something, you have to go engage with that person and to convince him, why are you doing that? Why are you offending that person? Don't you think that what you are doing is wrong? Can you give arguments? So we were engaging with people, and that's moderation strategy has been effective in a way, because most of the people who were at the beginning, I can say more aggressive, started to have more balanced views. This was a good beginning, changing people behaviors and coming from an extreme point of view to something more moderated. And with the time, when you still continue to engage with that people, giving different perspective, using rhetoric, you will see that those people will start to change. Not everybody will change, but most of them. Maybe for some of our future actions, we can use that kind of technique to help people to move forward, to change ideas, not just saying, yeah, change, accept people as they want. No, but we have to go with a strategy, a content strategy. We have to go with something on which we can build on and say that, hey, if we want to move in that way, let's try this. Let's take the context of South Africa, of Zimbabwe, of Madagascar, of another country. How did they handle that situation? How can we contextualize that situation and make things move forward so that people can accept, for example, the rights of this minority? How can people accept the fact that girls have the right to be educated instead of being married early? So these kind of things that we can think about if we can come up with strategy and to make some points of this Human Duties Day advance. So thank you, my NPs. Thank you for all those who have given their testimonies, their personal experience. We are to the end of this activity. So thank you, my NPs, to have had the time to be present here. So au revoir, thank you, and enjoy your HDD on this July 10th.